Hello and welcome to Women in Retail Talks. I'm Ashley Taradio, Senior Content Strategist at the Women in Retail Leadership Circle. And today I'm joined by Stephanie Summerson Hall, founder of Estelle Colored Glass, a luxury brand of hand-blown colored glass cake stands and stemware in a mix of jewel tones and soft pastels. Today we're going to be chatting about how Stephanie was inspired by her grandmother Estelle to start the company, how several years of research led to her success, how the COVID-19 pandemic affected her business plans, and much more. So Stephanie, thanks for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me.
So I gave a brief introduction, but can you tell us a little bit more about Estelle Colored Glass and your inspiration behind it?
Sure. So Estelle Colored Glass, as you stated, is a expansive collection of colored glass pieces in different styles and colors. The brand was started in 2019. October of 2019 specifically. And before it was actually introduced, I did about 5 years of research on the back end of it before it was actually introduced. And it was inspired by, as you stated, my grandmother and all of the memories I have of taking day trips with her, collecting beautiful pieces for her home. And my grandmother was definitely a collector, and she stored all of her beautiful pieces in, she had 2 china cabinets, and she stored all of her pieces. And it's something that's ingrained in me to just basically collect beautiful items. And our brand is really about helping our customers do that and have beautiful pieces, very striking pieces that they can display and bring out for special occasions and even just an everyday luxury. So that's what our brand is about. It's about creating memories and around our beautiful colored glass or just having it as a part of your wider collection.
Yeah, and your pieces are beautiful. I actually just just got my order in the mail of some stemware, and I've gotten so many compliments. They're just so pretty.
Thank you.
So you said you spent many years researching to try and find the right manufacturer. And I know you were originally looking in the US, but you eventually landed on a company in Poland. Can you tell us a little bit about that process?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I found was that colored glass was a dying art form. And the companies in the US, basically, they had skeleton crews or they were already out of business. When I started conversations with them, my main object that I wanted to start with was our cake stand, and none of them had the capacity to produce our cake stand for us. So those conversations came to a close, and I just really was looking for places around the world that could produce our pieces and really give us the quality we wanted. And we landed on, again, in Poland, and the company has been wonderful. They allowed me to formulate all of our colors, and I'm still formulating new colors. So that's an ongoing, exciting process. They've been very supportive of our different designs, and we've had a few critiques that we needed to make, and it's just been a wonderful relationship. And I'm really excited about the partnership because of the end product and the heirloom quality that was of prime importance to me that we were able to deliver on.
Great. And so let's talk about COVID-19. It happened just a few months after you launched Estelle Colored Glass. And I'd love to know how this impacted the business. You know, with more people staying home and drinking and investing in home goods, was it good for the business, or was it an issue since no one was entertaining?
Yeah, absolutely. So it definitely, we had a lot of awareness come out of COVID, and our orders began to spike during COVID. And it actually ended up being very wonderful for what we have on the market. So COVID has been wonderful for our business. We've seen a significant increase in sales that has just continued to go up. We were actually set to go to a trade show in Chicago called the Inspired Home Show in Chicago back in March of 2020, and we had everything all set. We had our booth. I was going to be going up in like a week before we got notice from them that the show was going to be canceled. And that was very shocking. I'm like, what is going on? I'd heard of COVID-19, but I didn't know what it was. So that was like, gosh, these folks must know something I don't know, because there was going to be a show with like 60,000 buyers there. And so what happened is, as a result, is we never had a chance to reach out in terms of building our wholesale component of the business. So we all of that happened organically, and it's just been truly amazing that all of the boutiques and stores that have reached out to us. So, and actually we do some currently. We definitely had to beef up our team, and we have team members now working on our wholesale business. But initially, all of it was organic, and it was wonderful to see the alignment in terms of, we didn't have a chance to reach these stores, but they reached out to us once they saw the product we had. And that was a wonderful way to build our wholesale business. And some of these relationships that we established early on are just thriving, and that's really wonderful to see.
Yeah, that kind of leads me to my next question of, what role does wholesale play in Estelle Colored Glass's sales? I know you're featured on e-commerce sites like West Elm, Goop, and Zola. Can you tell us a little bit more about those partnerships and how they came to be?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, our breakdown is our brand is about 70% direct to consumer and 30% wholesale. And when wholesale, that includes the drop ship arrangements, some of the names that you just mentioned, as well as all of the boutiques around the country that we sell to.
Gotcha. And so going back to, Estelle Colored Glass gained popularity so quickly. How did the business handle growing so fast? Like, was inventory an issue, anything like that?
Yeah, definitely inventory has been an ongoing issue to keep up with our demand, and just basically, just being newbies in this space, and compounded by COVID and shipping delays and production delays. It's just been a very interesting year. But thankfully, when we started getting we sold out products, and this is of course something that you don't have to have. It's a you got to love it, and you order it, and we had customers who were willing to wait on it, which is kind of unheard of today. So we had customers that waited on our products for some of them for several months, and we were definitely down to the wire with the holidays and getting product in. We had to air freight some items over. We don't want to ever do that again. But it was definitely a frantic year getting to the end of the year, and we've had some delays this year, but nothing to the extent that we had to work through last year. And we're definitely, of course, doing all we can to prevent any type of really prolonged delays, and just getting our production levels and inventory levels up to the demand. So we're working hard, and of course our team has expanded, and our relationships with our vendors have expanded. So that's all good news.
That's great. So let's pivot a little bit. I'd love to know what retail trends you're predicting for the second half of 2021, maybe in home goods or in retail in general.
Well, I don't know that I have any type of expertise to give you any trends. But in terms of our brand, what we want to do is, again, our product, what we're selling is definitely not an essential product. It's just something you want to have. It's a want, it's not a need. So it's what we're just concentrating on as a brand. We're concentrating on being something that's off the beaten path. That's not necessarily, I know we've gotten a lot of publicity and a lot of recognition, but we do want our products to still feel very special in terms of the gift space. And I think in terms of trends, I think that'll never go out of style. Consumers want something that that will have a lasting impact on the recipient, and that's what we're striving for. Like, we want our blush pink champagne coupes to always be remembered by the recipient. who gave me blush pink champagne coupes. And that's just and then the whole experience and just sharing our story. I think niche companies and special products, those things, and then of course the awareness that have come out of COVID-19 and we've lost a lot of in our neighborhoods, in our communities. We've lost a lot of businesses, and I think there's just been a reawakening of wanting to support local and women-owned businesses, and those types of things that I think will continue, and even partnerships with the drop ships with different wholesalers. I think that there's been an awakening and a recognition and a commitment for inclusion. So all those things will play out, I think, in retail to give you that will result in some unique products being offered among the other things that are normally offered.
Great. And so I'd love to end with, what's a piece of advice you have for our listeners who are just starting out and launching their own business, especially Black entrepreneurs?
Yeah, well, I would say don't be afraid to test your local market. If you're offering a product that has some type of customer base that would be local, and just start in small batches. I'm a big advocate for that. We definitely started in small batches. Our first pieces that we launched our stemware. That was the only product we launched, and we launched it in 7 different colors. And we grew from there. We sold out of those pieces, and then we moved on and said, okay, this is something that has some promise. And I'm actually been in the entrepreneur space for like 16 years. So I'm a big advocate of letting your actual demand, not something in your head or something, a dream, but your actual demand that's on paper, that's presented to you, drive your continuous investment into the business and making very sound decisions, because some ideas are going to work, some ideas are not going to work. So you test your market in a limited manner with a limited amount of resources, and then progress from there, and that's okay. And if something is gone, if you are a diligent entrepreneur, what's going to happen inevitably is that something's going to catch and something's going to work. And you want to kind of limit your losses and limit your failures, the impact of your failures, and that's my dream big, but act very responsible as we test out these different ideas and all of our dreams. Let's just test in a small way until we get something that's going to be a hit and a move forward, and that sort of thing.
I love that. That's great advice. Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Women in Retail Talks and sharing your insight.
Well, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so honored to share with other women in this space.
Thanks for listening. For more information on this podcast, please check out our podcast channel page at womeninretail.com for show notes. Women in Retail Talks is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Make sure to subscribe on our podcast channel page as well. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a few moments to rate and review this podcast. Thanks, and until next time, this has been Women in Retail Talks.